Do you know what is unique about Jiu-Jitsu? I often say this to my students and other people when they're asking me about Jiu-Jitsu, is that we're the misfits of society. We're the castaways. And that's awkward, misunderstood, because a lot of people will tend to think that Jiu-Jitsu players, MMA guys, grapplers, ex-wrestlers, it's a room filled with testosterone, hardcore egos, ready to kill everybody, you know, type A personalities, destroyers. And even though some of that may come true in a sense, what people really don't understand is that it's actually more complex, but yet at the same time I'm a lot more simple. What I mean by that is, if you go around on Facebook, by now Jiu-Jitsu's cool, and more and more people are doing it. But you don't know really why they're doing it yet, do you? Because you're more looking at the aspect of, look at the bunch of hotheads, the grunts, the jocks, you know, the killers. And it's not really true, do you? You know, you don't see Jiu-Jitsu guys rolling around downtown and starting fights. What you actually do see is police officers, military people learning the same techniques that we teach and we practice, and defending others, not just in a law enforcement environment, but also in situations where, you know, just last week I saw a wrestler take someone down and keep them pinned until the cops got there in a gas station. So why are we the misfits? Why do I say that? Because we all have a common bond. And what people don't understand, and the reason why I'm making this video, so you can't understand this, because this may click. You need to listen, okay? This may resonate with you in your heart. We are the misfits of society, not because we are necessarily cast away by society. We feel inadequate deep down inside from the beginning, okay? Maybe this started in grade school for you, maybe in high school. Maybe it didn't really come to light until you reached a pinnacle in your life where you are top in your job. And you've worked all your life, you've got the good grades, you've got the top job, you've got the big house, you've got the nice car. For some reason, you still feel inadequate, all right? We have a lot of women that are from spousal abuse, outside rape victims, things like that. We have men that suffer the same thing, that have been attacked, all right, abused themselves. We suffer with a lot of people who have addictions across the board, from opioids to alcoholics to other drugs. And the reason why we all have these issues within ourselves is because we all are inadequate deep down on the inside for some reason. Now, what brings us the misfits together in Jiu-Jitsu is not necessarily that there's something wrong with us, okay? But we realize or we recognize that we're empty and we're looking for something. And we just decide to just finally step outside of the comfort zone, and we enter the dojo and decide to learn Jiu-Jitsu. Not necessarily, the vast majority are not in there as fighters. You know, people like me started as a fighter and then ended up in Jiu-Jitsu as a long-term career, as a goal, as a martial art, as a discipline to better myself. But many people don't start that way as fighters or anything like that. They've got no interest in fighting other human beings. For God's sakes, they've probably been attacked. This is not what they want. But they do feel a hole. They do feel an inadequacy inside. I look around my students and I can see something wrong with every single person. I know their personality. I've talked to them behind closed doors. We are all suffering from something, okay? And that's what brings us together. That's the beauty of Jiu-Jitsu. So if you're looking around Facebook and you can't seem to understand why these people keep complaining like, oh, I can't wait to get back to the gym, I can't wait to get back to jiu-jitsu, it's because we're trying to better ourselves. We finally found something to make us feel good inside. And we're lost without that. Now, I spent 10 years now in this field, and I've been given the opportunity to keep pushing forward and receive my black belt. But trust me, as a black belt in jiu-jitsu, that does not mean that I am at the pinnacle. And you will never understand this until you come to jiu-jitsu with us. Because if you're on the outside looking in, you're still looking at me as like, well, man, you're a black belt, man. You can beat up everybody. It's just not what it's about. It's about bettering yourself. That's why the Misfits come together. All right, the misfit toys, the castaways of society, who are lost and alone and looking for something to fulfill themselves. Maybe this is you. Like I said, you've reached the top pinnacle in your job. All right? If you're feeling inadequate, listen. The ban of the quarantine is about to be lifted. I don't know where you're from. I don't know who's watching this, but please share this video. You're around my local area in Lafayette, Louisiana, feel free to stop in at any Gladiators Academy. Tell them that you saw my video and you're interested in joining jiu-jitsu to better yourself. And they're gonna open you with open arms, take you in and show you what you have, what we have to offer. If you're not local, it does not matter. Just find a good gym around you. Find the good people. Find the people with the smiles, okay? We live through enough heartache and pain, okay? Don't look for the school that's trying to kill everybody. We're number one, blah, blah, blah. That is not what jiu-jitsu is about. You want to be good at jiu-jitsu, you need to get good at looking at yourself and accepting your faults. And then looking at them for face value and be like, oh, this is what I need to work on. I'm not going to sit here and explain this to anyone because only the guys in jiu-jitsu and the women in jiu-jitsu understand this. But mark my words, I'm a better man, I'm a better father, I'm a better firefighter for being involved in jiu-jitsu. And I'll be honest with you, that stuff did not exist in MMA. MMA, if anything, made it worse. But jiu-jitsu allowed me to have to face my fears and face my faults, and then I had to accept them and break myself down and then rebuild myself back up. So, if this is something that sounds interesting to you, you feel lonely or you feel lost, join jiu-jitsu to change your life. Be a misfit, be proud.